Oh, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I've been staying a few days here in the city. Now this is, I'm in Mexico. And it dawned on me, I know I haven't been making videos on city folk, on what to do, on shit hit the fan type of situation. But and the reason is the only thing I can think of that, you know, I try to work with stuff that works either 100% of the time, or the odds, it really changes the odds to my favor. If I can't get 100%, I really want to get as much close to 100% as possible. And city life does not offer very much in the way of how do you say, safety. City life offers a lot in convenience. I mean, you're close to the grocery store. You're close to the movie theaters. I like movies. And you're close to the shopping and all this type of stuff. So the city life offers a lot of convenience. But one thing it doesn't offer, and that is security. They try to give you the sense of security. That's why you see the police cars driving around. And then down here, they have security guards. They have military checkpoints. They have all these things. The idea is to make you feel secure, make you feel that way. You're not secure. They try to make you feel that way. Just like animals in a zoo, they feel secure because of the bars around them. Those bars keep those nasty humans and all the threats in life. It keeps these threats at bay, keeps them away from them. And that's what the animals feel. The bars are safe, makes them safe. And that's kind of like the city people. You see the police running around, and it makes you feel safe. I can't comprehend, I do not understand how that works. Like I say, I'm a country guy, and the less that I see any kind of law enforcement, the better I feel. I don't care about people carrying guns. Guns don't bother me. It's the evil people that I'm concerned about. And okay, so now what's going to happen after things get bad? They're going to be just like they are down here. And France is going through that right now. I see where France had to call in the military, so the military's on security for the city people. They don't call it martial law, but that's what it is. France is under martial law. So, you know, governments don't like to talk that. And the reason is it puts a panic in the people. People don't even like to hear the talk about martial law. But there's different degrees of martial law. This is why we have the Constitution. And it keeps the military from taking over your facility, your home, your business. You know, it keeps them from just ransacking everything that you have. But martial law means they can do that. Now, what level of martial law depends on how much they want to take from you. And so, the country folk, okay, now we're right back to the three-man militia. The three-man militia is so important. And in the country, I mean, it's a must. We need to organize just in the threes. In other words, there's two people you can trust. And with that, it can multiply. It can just grow and grow. In country, it's a whole lot easier because we know and see these people more often. But the reality is, you need it in the city. It's going to work different. Man, I don't even know where to start. And another thing, now what I'm going to talk about on the three-man militia in the city is not anything that I've been able to, prove. I can't prove it, I haven't used it. I've used it in the country a lot. Because as country folk, we need each other, we know that. The city people, they all want to stay to themselves. So, and like I say, I've lived very little in the city, and whenever I was in the city, it wasn't pretty. I got in trouble a lot, and I've told stories about that. And it's not I'm a bad guy, it's just they don't like people like me taking personal responsibility. That's not what city life is all about. It's not taking personal responsibility. It's getting in line with the rest of the cattle. So that's why I'm saying the three-man militia in the city is going to be a different type of a setup. I know you all, the city folk, if you're getting guns and you're thinking, boy, I'm gonna hold my area, I'm gonna do all this kind of stuff, but it's not gonna quite work that way. There's so many ways they can get rid of you. I say, for one, the first and easiest thing is all the city people be snitching on each other. So anybody that takes personal responsibility, definitely they're going to be snitching on you. And the reason they're going to snitch on you is these people are going to be hungry. They want food. They want water. They want protection. They want all kinds of stuff. And they think they're going to get it if they tell on you. So in other words, if you're a city and you got guns, you better kind of keep it to yourself. You need to start with the three-man militia. You still need a three-man militia. Don't have anything to do with guns. Now, in time, like I say, you're learning water purification. You're learning chemicals, radiation, first aid. You're learning all this kind of stuff with your three-man militia. And as you get to trust these other two people that are with you, or one of them, or whatever, you know, then that's when you start bringing up the subject about firearms. Now, and then that's the time you start, and after you get, if they're comfortable with the idea and they say, well, I got guns too and all this kind of stuff, then you can start looking at tactics. And we'll start on the tactics. Okay, The tactics that you'll need to learn as a three-man militia in the city is not going to be what you think. It's not going to be, sure the hell not going to be like us country folk. Us country folk, we have areas that we're going to have to secure. There's, why? Because we have families, friends, and it's our community. And that's why we're going to secure these areas. It won't quite be the same with you all, because like I say, you're going to have people ratting on you. And see, in the country, we control the water, we control the food, we control the shelter, we control the firearms, we control the roads, we control everything. Well, a good three-man militia will, and a good community is set up when it is. And so, but those aren't the same goals that you're going to have in the city. The combat tactics are going to be a little different. Because you're in a restricted area, you've got there's so many ways to smoke you out. The gun part really isn't the thing. Probably about the most effectiveness you're going to have will be sharpshooters. That's kind of like a sniper, and you're only going to be able to use these tactics at a certain time, and it's going to be a limited kind of thing, because once people, let's say gangs or military or police or whatever, when it is, once they realize you're armed, then that's going to make you a target. So that's why I'm saying it's not going to be quite the same. So you're not going to be able to show your weapons. You're not going to be able to, what they on the movies, they show people holding their community and stuff like that. Well, in a small restricted area, yes, you can. But in the shit hit the fan type scenario, you won't be able to. And you're going to be really limited in combat tactics. Probably about your best combat tactics will be used on leaving the city. And those combat tactics are going to be a little different than what they are in the country folk. And once you get out of the country, or once you get out of the city, then you may be able to show your weapons. It depends, and it won't be anything like you see on TV. Like you think you're going to move like a military unit going down the street. That's not going to work. Because you're a threat to everybody that you're going around when you're carrying these weapons. So it's going to be a little different. And I've talked about the refugee as moving as refugees. So I've talked about the how to carry your weapons and what kind of weapons and this type of stuff.